right? So, I mean, Eugene, what is the current market situation out there? I want us to link that to the governance under His Excellency John Dramani Mahama.
Well,
I mean, in 2 months, right? How has he fared? Is the market good?
Well, when you look at the various indices, I mean, we are yet to record the figures like inflation and all, but I think generally the optics has been good. If you look at this, the ministers, for example, a lot of young people, lots of people with social media presence. He wasn't able to meet the 30% threshold for cabinet ministers.
30%?
Yes, I mean, he promised that they will appoint 30% women into
okay,
cabinet.
so you're talking about the women.
But so far, I did about 10-12% or so.
I hear even the 60 ministers he has exceeded.
No. So the 60 ministers are there, but it's appointing other.
No, but I think at the moment, as we speak, we're appointing 57 ministers.
56.
Right?
There are about 4 more to go. About 56, 57.
But he's combined the Ministry of National Security and that of Interior.
Yes. So normally, per the Act, I think it's Act 563. I may be mistaken, but there need to be a minister responsible for national security. The NDC normally do not appoint a national security minister like what the Kufuor did, like Kandapa. So they normally will assign someone as the interior or the defense minister as the minister responsible for national security, and NIB will be under that ministry. So Muntaka has been assigned. But
so for you, it's been good, eh?
Yes, for me, if I'm rating him so far, I think he's doing 8 over 10. I mean, when you look
but
at
it's not too early to raise the president.
Oh, but he said
it's been 2 months, and you see, when he was in the lead up to the election, he gave us 120
days. In fact, he gave us matrices to judge him with, right?
Yes.
After 120
he said he will appoint as minister.
But you're not in the 120.
Yeah, so we've done half of it. That's 60 days.
Yeah,
so the 7th of March, yesterday was 2 months, right? Yeah. So far, he's done the economic forum, where he had the likes of Dr. Yamson and all that. He done the education forum. He's done the constitutional review chaired by the good professor himself, CDD, Professor H. Kwesi Prempeh. He's appointed as ministers. He's almost formed as government, literally. I mean, the spine is formed, the cabinet is formed. He promised that there will be the abolishment of the e-levy, the betting tax.
Betting tax?
Yes, budget is coming on the 11th Tuesday, so there's a
what I know you're a sports guy. What's your opinion on betting tax? Should it be
no, but before that, I think that there are certain things that have gone on in the first 60 days that I'm a little bit unhappy about.
Oh, okay.
And I think that I like the optics. I like the fact
which is very important.
Yeah, I think I like the fact that President Mahama looks like somebody who's up for business, and
he's learned, right?
I'm a little bit worried because he doesn't look like he has rested. He looks tired for me. I wish that he could have gotten some rest, but maybe he has his routine, and he has his rest routine, because right after the seed match, he was in the Volta region to check on the sea defense, and he's always around. He wants to get a job done, which is good. But a few things I've not liked, which I think that with time he'll be able to get on with. I did not like how it looks as if Richard Jakpa, who is a known NDC person, led national security operatives into the home of the former finance minister.
Actually,
no matter what the former finance minister has done, that is one of the things that, I mean, we spoke about the brazen disregard for other people, and then the wanton disregard, the wanton use of power. It's not good, and we need to eschew that. And I didn't like that.
See, they even went further to make Jakpa a director of the national security. This is someone who was summarily dismissed by the Ghana Armed Forces. And if you know the institution of the Ghana Armed Forces, and I repeat about that, even when we say that their ratings are coming down, when you pick the Afrobarometer survey, they are one of the most highly rated institutions in our country. So for them to dismiss him, and we saw in court during the ambulance trial, some of the things that the military said about him that led to his dismissal. I feel that such characters should not be close to power, because you see, you are coming at the back of a government where it has been tagged. In fact, the MPP reports themselves tagged as intransigent. If you describe your own president, that's not an NDC report, that's an MPP report. Describing the president as intransigent, arrogant.
So it's something that we need to be careful, because you see, because the optics, it's too early. People won't judge too much. People will drag their feet.
But they'll be noting it.
Yes, they overlook these things, but they don't put them down. So as the months go by, into years, people will now bring them up and say, you know what, we need to be careful about something.
I remember this profound statement that was made by Kwabena Jakpa, former General Secretary of the MPP, that Ghana had the nipa ho hin atuaba. The abufu ne nipa ho hin, right? And these things, like you are saying, feed into the public perception. I am saying that I think we've had this argument before. Honestly, I don't think Akufo-Addo was ever corrupt. President Mahama, I don't think he's corrupt. But there's a reason when you want to rate and rank corrupt countries across the globe. You use what you call corruption perception index. So perception optics is very, very important in our body politics. So like you're saying, from the beginning, I mean, some of your appointees are showing signs that they are arrogant. I mean, feeding into the public perception that let's say the president Mahama Kranoba and he's not going to be different from Akufo-Addo. At the end of the day, if somebody does something wrong, you are not able to fire the person. But remember the woman, what's the name? Hardcastle. People were calling on President Mahama to sack her. But unfortunately for Ghanaians.
No, but for her, you can see that some events put her in a certain spectacle. But I still feel that what she did was not proper. Of a CEO of a state agency and more so a lawyer. Lawyers, as we know, has to appear in a certain society. But coming back to the perception, you see, in politics, perception is almost a reality.
Yes.
Now, when you check the corruption perception index, people may not know this, but Akufo-Addo's best corruption perception index is Mahama's worst.
What's the meaning of that? Explain.
So what it means that how people perceive the Akufo-Addo government is worse when it comes to corruption than Mahama. But remember the scandals under Mahama. Remember the scandals under Akufo-Addo. So it tells you that when you're a president and are not able to nip some of these things in the back. For example, Abu Gapile, Mahama ordered this arrest, there was this investigations, Akufo-Addo Cecilia Dapa says that I believe in the fullness of time. So you may not be Cecilia Dapa, exactly. Akufo-Addo, but because of what you say, because of how you cleared the gentleman who went to Sweden was promising girls visa Eziat for them to vote for him.
The former deputy sports minister.
Hajide. So
people, scandal.
Yes, so people have that perception, but I don't think Akufo-Addo will do visa racketeering
exactly.
and those things.
So that was the point I was talking about. Yeah.
So as a president, you have you see, and I always say that Mahama has a unique opportunity. You have nothing to lose.
But you see, this is where I want to play a devil's advocate, to be very honest with you, because I mean, I was uncomfortable when the current governor of the Bank of Ghana he was cleared of every wrongdoing. Yes, that's one thing on one leg, and then he handed the job being handed over to him.
It wasn't cleared actually. There was a nolly prosecutor.
Exactly.
So it's not
so
cleared.
So that's what I'm saying. But I mean, in the eyes of the current government, nolly prosecutor, the Attorney General says I'm going with prosecution. But in the government, the president of the state says, you know,
cleared.
Yeah, I've cleared you and I've given you the job again. The optics not so good. And my worry is that in the next few months, weeks, years, if it doesn't go as planned, then people will exactly things like that. And but I think apart from that, I have been particularly enthused about, like I said, Mahama's work rate and the fact that we speak about these things a lot of the time. I think the NDC have been very smart, very, very smart, especially with young people and social media.
Yeah. Have you seen the flyer?
Yeah, they understand that. They understand that is the way to go. That is the way to go. And I'm saying this off the back of how many times I have sent sports documents to one minister on Twitter, and I sent to him and he replies quickly.
Wow.
Yes, like in minutes he replied.
And you know everybody wants respect and recognition.
Yes, I'll work on it. I'll get back to you. What do you think about this? They know that this is where to go. And if you look at what Frank Amakwene is doing, as Honorable Central Regional Minister is doing, that's brilliant. Literally putting everything out there. Yes, it may look like it is just for the cameras and everything, but everything that we do is about perception.
No, but you see, let's look at some of the positive optics, like you said, Dr. Frank Amakwene. And I think we can even rank the ministers, right? I mean, we can talk about President Mahama and appraise his performance in the first 60 days in office. We can also rank some of the ministers that he has appointed. From the optical point of view, I think that the Ashanti regional minister, is he the president of Ashanti region?
Yeah, so when you look
probably tick almost every box.
So when you look at the constitutional imperative, the regional minister is the chief administrative officer.
Okay.
And he's the president.
So he represents the president. Exactly.
You see, we have a regional minister who is
he's 34 years.
Yes, he's in his early 30s. Now, this is it. When you look at our voting demography, the voting demography is mostly youthful. Our 20-something million people, largely, about 60% are
Eugene, Africa's largest African demographic, the largest is the youth.
Dominated by the youth.
Are in the early 20s. Yeah. So if you have a regional minister who understands that language, uses TikTok, uses Twitter, uses Facebook, Instagram, the wife is there. And you see, what he did at Kukum, the bridge. This bridge that was constructed in 1958 in Achimampunia. Achimampunia, the constituency where there's
one of the
NPP stronghold.
Exactly. Yeah.
The current MP is even the son of Bafwa Kutu.
Wow.
He's the brother of the former Greek minister, Sata Kutu. So
it means that bridge, and I'm sure give us the video and then sure, that bridge had been in a pliable state even under NPP in 8 years.
In 8 years,
wow!
And the original minister didn't go there.
And what all Eugene is trying to say is that even before NPP came to power, it's been there since.
Oh, okay. So
even the elsewhere Mahama administration was there.
It was constructed in 58.
Yeah.
Wow. Also, so it tells you that when the regional minister goes there, it may not be done today or tomorrow. It will take some time. But the optics, people, when was the last time a regional minister came to your area?
Wow, maybe they had never seen a regional minister in their community before.
You see, when I always say my love for Kufuor, people don't understand. As a young political, being introduced to politics, the first politician I saw on TV going to Russia was a Kufuor. He's a lawyer. I started reading about him. It built a certain passion in me to be like him. So you don't downplay some of these things. The last time I listened to your colleague Fentu Tahiru on the impression Kunadu Ajima Rollins made on his life. Yeah. And today he's a broadcaster.
Exactly, yeah.
So it tells you that people pick some of these things. Just this 6th March, Mama decided that there will be a national event, then they'll do the district level.
He grabbed the opportunity to embark on.
Grabbed the opportunity, went to Alaba, one of the fewest places in Kumasi, said that let's do clean up.
But Eugene, this is where the problem is. When President Kufuor first came, I saw them trying some of these things.
Really?
Yeah. And in fact, I saw them a lot where they had even media engagement. They used to have meet the press. Yeah. It was constant.
And were they using social media to rally base support?
Not just social media. You know, now the focus on social. They were doing social media. I mean, the first party accounts I'd seen is the NPP Patriot, the Youth Patriot. Then they said they don't have that on Twitter. It was an NPP Youth Patriot. They had that wing on social media. In fact, there is a young guy called something Yao Aban. He is one of the social media digital managers of Nanado and then Bamia. They ran that. They did it so well. And I saw these things go on. But the thing is that with time, they began to relax.
They lost momentum.
I didn't see the job Jefferson Saki began to do when Akufo-Addo came. I didn't see the
videos were not even coming.
They were not coming again. Presidential diaries were not coming again. Because, like optics, this is what we are talking about. It could have been easier because Jefferson Saki is a seasoned broadcaster.
I'm looking at how
these are the things that I think that if President Mahama can stand out from almost everything, then he needs to be consistent.
And you see,
it doesn't have to stop.
I am looking at how President Mahama will be able to sustain this momentum, which is very important. Like Fifi was saying, it looks like he needs to consolidate the gains in the first 60 days. I mean, it's been good so far. Ghanaians are assessing it positively, right? But also at the back of his mind, and I know he knows that he cannot have his eyes everywhere across the country. So certainly you appoint people. And you're making this argument that when it comes to governance in this country, the DCs, the MCs, they are very, very important. So probably after 2-3 years, by the time President Mahama realized that something is really going wrong, it will be too late for him to rectify.